Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So I am back with yet another video. I am trying my best to stay consistent now that I'm back and I'm healthy. Quick story as to why I disappeared. Guys, I got the Rona. Child. I tested positive for coronavirus. So I was sick and I was in isolation. So I knew I was sick, and then I went to test, and then I had my 14 days isolation, of which I am currently on day 7. So there was no ways I could film and upload and work because I was sick for like a few days. I am fine now, as much as like I haven't finished my 14 days. I am feeling physically perfectly healthy, no more backaches, no more headaches, my taste is back, so I'm grand. But anyway, so I thought I'm gonna come back with a bang, and I wanted to do a sit down video. I did ask on my Instagram what you guys would like to see, what sit down video you guys would like to see, and someone said a first time tag. So I've never really understood why you don't need the first time tag, so I went on Google and I got a few questions. So that is what this video is going to be about. It's going to be my first time tag. So I really hope you guys do enjoy this video. Please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and click the subscribe button, and let's get right into it. The first one is the first app you check when you wake up in the morning. The first app I check are my emails. Is that an app? Okay, I check my emails first thing in the morning. I check my emails every morning. I check all 3 of my emails: my school emails, my personal email, and my Afro Amara email. And then I check Instagram. So yeah, between my emails and Instagram. First broken bone. I've never broken a bone in my whole life. First foreign country you ever visited. I went to Thailand with my mom. First plane ride you ever went on. I think I was so young. I think my first plane ride must have been between coming to Cape Town on holiday with my mom and her best friend. Between coming to Cape Town on holiday with them or coming to Cape Town to visit my aunt. My aunt stayed in Cape Town when I was younger. So between those 2 trips, I can't remember, but I think I was coming to see my aunt. So I flew to Cape Town from East London. The first time you ever got into trouble at home and at school. The first time I got into trouble at home, I swear it must have been something stupid, like I probably So if you know you're from a black home, you don't come back is light to you. Like the street lights mustn't be on. So that must have been why I got into trouble. I wasn't a troublesome child growing up. I just liked playing. Like I liked being in the streets. And then the first time I got into trouble at school, I don't remember getting into trouble at school. I've never been called into the office for anything. Not in primary school, not in high school. So I don't remember getting into trouble at school. The first YouTuber I subscribed to was Mikhalinda Masay. The first time you went shopping on your own, and yes. First boyfriend or girlfriend. First boyfriend. Do I have to mention his name? This is crazy, man. Crazy guy. My first car is a Suzuki Swift. I got my car as a gift from my mom when I was in matric. First celebrity crush was probably Zac Efron from High School Musical. I mean, like, hello. My first cooking experience, definitely when I was in Cape Town with my aunt. My aunt taught me a lot of. So my aunt taught me a lot of like homey things. So she taught me how to make my first cup of tea. She taught me how to make my first meal. which was, I remember it was pasta and mince. So that was, pasta and mince was the first meal I ever cooked, and she taught me how to make it. First ever cell phone was 1100, the Nokia 1100, which was a hand-me-down from my brother. My first fear, I think I feared the dark as a child. Yeah, I think I definitely feared the dark. My first friend in college, my first friend in university was a girl named Uzanele, shout out. She was the very first friend I made at university, Zanele Khumalo. She is from a small town in KZN called Ibekville. So she was my first friend. We're still friends to this day. My first heartbreak, I try not to involve people in my YouTube videos, but my first heartbreak happened in 2016. That was my first heartbreak. It was like, I thought I was gonna die from the pain. I couldn't believe it. My first Instagram post wasn't even posted from my own phone. I remember and my aunt had her iPad, and her iPad I could download Instagram on it, on the iPad, and it was probably something like, I remember that maybe Daiki, like Ilokwe Daiki. So that was my first Instagram post, which is now deleted, so you'll never find it on my Instagram. My first job, I started hustling from a very young age. My very first job, I was a promo girl for the McDonald's in Beacon Bay in East London had just opened, so they asked us to like hand out flyers in the streets. So that was my first job, but that was like a day thing. And then my first holiday job, I worked at a shop called Chess International in Vincent Park. My first pet, I had a dog, which died unfortunately. And since then, we never got any pets at home because my heart was broken. My first piercing, and when did I get it? I only have 2 piercings, my ears, and I got it when I was little. I don't even remember getting my piercings because my mom took me. My first thought of the day, the first thing I think of is work. Literally, every time I wake up, the first thing that's on my mind is work. Hence, I wake up and I check my emails. My first time on a ship, I've never been on a ship. My first time on a train, Gautrain. That was 2012. 2012, I went on the Gautrain. My first tweet, I can't remember. My first YouTube video. My first YouTube video was, I think, a get to know me tag. I was so nervous, but I was so excited at the same time. It's still there. My channel hasn't even turned like a year old yet, but I remember it was a get to know me tag, and then after that I shot my wash day video. My online profile picture, and yes, the first book I remember reading, Kathy and Mark, it had a blue cover, and I didn't even, being a child, I don't even remember reading it. I remember because it was, my mom used to read it to me, so I used to memorize the words of the book. So like, I remember everybody being so impressed with the fact that I could read. I couldn't read, I just memorized the story. So that was the first book I ever read. The first concert I ever attended, like a music concert, Tony Braxton. Yeah, that was the very first thing. That was like, I think it was earlier this year with Lindy, my friend. We went to watch Tony Braxton. I couldn't have experienced that with anybody else. Like, Lindy and I get each other musically so much. So that was a really, really good experience. Okay, and then the first movie I remember seeing in the cinema, probably Shark Tale. I can't remember, but it was definitely an animation. I was young. The first person I talked to today was Mihlali. But does that count? Because I live with her. But she was the first person I spoke to. Mihlali is the first person I speak to every day. The first person that ever broke my heart, I ain't name dropping, it's that man from 2016, but he broke my heart. But thank you, God, for those experiences. Goodness. The first person you text when something exciting happens, my mom. It happens so instinctively. Like, when something happens, I'll call my mom and then I'll tell Mihlali. And then, like, my mom is definitely the first person I call. Like, it's just instinct. Because also I know that my mom, when something good happens in my life, I get very, very excited. But my mom can also celebrate with me, but she can also kind of like bring me back to earth. Okay, this has happened now. It's very exciting, but we need to think it through. My mom's a planner. She helps me, like, she helps keep my mind in the right place. She helps keep me stable and level-minded. So my mom's definitely the first person I call. The first text I sent today. Oh, I probably texted my mom good morning. Oh no, I didn't. My mom actually didn't even say good morning to me this morning. My mom did not say good morning this morning. This morning, my mom texted me about material. She went to buy material for heat caps. So I sent text about how many meters of each material I need. The first thing I do every morning. The first thing I do when I wake up in the morning, I wake up, I check my emails, I respond to any emails that I need to do. I log in every order that I've gotten from, for some reason, Afro-Amari customers do their transactions like in the early hours of the morning, like number 1, 2. So I wake up with like orders from like awkward hours. So I'll log in, I'll respond to their emails, I'll respond to their messages. And then I will have breakfast. This morning I actually took a walk before I had breakfast. And then I'll have breakfast, I'll take my medication, and I will work for the rest of the day, probably do schoolwork or YouTube work or Afro-Amari work. I'll just find something to do. The first thing I do when I get home, I take off my clothes and get into comfortable clothing. Like, I hate doing bambayo. Like, even now I can't wait to take all of this off. Like, I just want to be in my PJs or my sweatpants and like a hoodie. Like, that's just what I wear all the time. Like, I wash and I go back into those outfits because it's all yappy. So first thing I do when I get home is I take off my clothes. The first time you ever got drunk. The first time I got drunk. First time I got drunk. Probably my 21st. And I'm not saying that was the first time I drank. I'm saying that's the first time I got drunk. Probably my 21st. Yo, on my birthday, actually, on the day I turned 21, we went out and that was probably the first time I got drunk, my 21st. The first wedding I attended, I don't even remember those people's names. But it was shame. It was it was a couple from church and I was a flower girl. I really don't remember like their names. Oops. When did you go to your first party? Like groove party, I assume. Look, before I answer this, I come from East London. East London is very, very small. So there's only so many things that kids can do when they come of age. And the one thing that people do in Mondi is people host house parties. Whether they're illegal or not, I'm not going to confirm or deny that. But like people host a lot of house parties in Mondi. So this person will be home alone and then they're having a party. Or that person's parents are around and they're turning however and there's a party. So there was just always like house parties. So I probably went to my first house party when I was 15. Probably Glondale, I can't remember. It was probably at Ndela's house. Yeah, my first house party was probably at Ndela's house. When did you have your first sleepover? My first sleepover was probably at Bianca's house. I was friends with a girl in primary school called Bianca Tarbiton, and I was friends with her from like probably grade I don't remember sleeping over at her house when I was in grade 1 or grade 2. Probably grade 3, I had my first sleepover at her house. First time I got a speeding ticket, the first day I got my car in Cape Town. So I got my car in Matric. And guys, in East London, there's cameras, but like, there's one camera. So if you film in a CTM, you know that all figure inside, you won't get any camera. But so in first year, my mom didn't let me have my car in Cape Town. So I called taxis, I called Ubers. And then when the second year, I got my car in Cape Town. Guys, what are these yellow things? Like, there's yellow things on the road, but I didn't know what they were. So the first day I got to Cape Town, I got I think the first month I got over 10 speeding tickets. So that was 2017. I got so many. My mom actually made me pay for some of them because she was just like, Sissy. And I was like, the last naman I didn't know what they were. Honestly and truly, I don't know what the yellow things were. I don't know what I thought they were. Because then most of them are close to robots. So I don't know what I thought they were, but yeah. The first time I got into a fist fight. A fist fight? Oh, me? I'm a lady. Okay, I'm joking. Probably the first time I got into a fist fight was 3 years ago. 3 years ago, outside an establishment in Cape Town, where this guy poured a drink in my face. And I was like, oh no, booty. So it was on. I was like, square up. Look, it was a lot worse than what I make it seem, but it was bad. So it was with a man. So predictable. I don't know how to, it was bad. My first makeup item was probably lip gloss. The first time you went shopping on your own, the first time I went shopping on my own was probably when I moved to Cape Town. I mean, guys, I'm an only child. I only do things with my mom back home. So probably in Cape Town. Your first ever date. Men are so underwhelming. My first ever date. Okay, shame. It was nice. I think my first ever real date where someone made an effort was with my ex. He planned, it was for my birthday though, but okay, it was a date. He planned a spa day for me at a really nice wine farm. And then we did wine tasting at that wine farm. And then we went to a different wine farm and we had lunch there, really good lunch. So that was a nice day. It was a nice date. So that was, yeah. I think that was the first date where someone made an effort, but before that, I can't think of anything that moved me. But that was sweet. That he thought that out. He knew that I like scenery. He knew that I enjoy. Who doesn't like spa days? Hello. He picked out the right place. He picked out the right restaurant. So that was a really nice first date. First language that you learned. English. Besides English, I only speak English in this course. I understand Afrikaans, but it's so bad. I'm not proud of it, but it is what it is. Tell us about your first bad word. I probably said tank. My first bad word was probably tank. Okay, who had the first time biggest impact on you while you were growing up? I think my gran. I think my gran had a very big impact on me, and obviously in the moment I wouldn't have known because I was so young, but she definitely had a very big impact on both my grannies actually, and unfortunately they both late. I think they had a very big impact on me. They played a very big part in the person that I am. They spoiled me a lot. Sometimes I say God does things for a reason. Like if my grannies were still alive, I probably wouldn't be able to do anything for myself. Like I probably wouldn't be able to wash the dishes. Like I remember I used to wake up, my porridge would be like on the table, Kundi and Mazwi, that TV thing that used to play in the morning, used to be playing. Mama would have already cleaned the house. So I think my grannies definitely, and my other gran, she lived in Tata, and she would see us at least like once in a month. And she used to bring us lots of KFC, and she got me my first camera phone. She got me a Motorola V360. She used to get me, like, she used to spoil me. So I think if my grannies were still alive, then I would have definitely, like, I mean, they raised me well, but I would have definitely been very, very spoiled, like very, very spoiled. So I think they had a very big impact. And I think I've learned to appreciate life and the small things in life and the lessons that they taught me growing up that only make sense now that I'm a lot older. The first hobby that I adopted. My first hobby, I would say reading. I haven't done it in a bit, but my mom introduced me to books at a very young age. So I used to enjoy reading a lot. Like she used to get me books, she used to gift me with books. So I used to enjoy reading. I still do, I just haven't done it in a while. The first thing that makes you laugh. I have the weirdest sense of humor. Like a lot of things don't make me laugh, but I laugh at the most random things. But I think what makes me laugh, I think my nieces make me laugh. Like my nieces are so funny. I think they make me laugh. Like those kids are always fighting. The one is trying to upstage the other one. Hearing my brother tell me stories about the kids, like that makes me laugh. What is your first biggest goal in life? My biggest goal in life is to build my business to a point where it is recognized globally, to expand my business, not just the heat caps business, but other things that I'm doing, to expand it not even nationally, globally. That is definitely my biggest goal in life, and to live a life where I know that I have impacted a lot of people in a positive way, that I've been kind to people, that I've changed people's lives and changed the lives of the people of the community that I grew up in. So people that are involved in my business are people from a community that I grew up in, and that's my biggest goal in life, to know that I have succeeded beyond even my expectations, and I brought the people from where I grew up in with me. What is your my first biggest surprise? My car. I think my car was my biggest surprise. When I got my car, my mom had gotten me a car already, but that car was a scam. So that was a surprise. But then we found out that the deal was a scam, so the car had to go back. So I wasn't expecting to get another car, because my mom had already gone through so much with the car that she had gotten me, that I had just made peace with the fact that are you gonna need your motor? So I really wasn't expecting my car. So that was my first biggest surprise. So when I got it, I was just like, oh, and she got me the car that I wanted. So yeah. The first item which you like the most for your room? Probably my headboard. I don't know, I really like my room. It's so cozy and comfortable and pink and girly. First favorite song that you listen to all the time? Without You by Mariah Carey. I listened to it with my late granny. In fact, that whole album was like my favorite. Your first favorite food? Pasta. I like pasta, but don't give it to me all the time, but I like pasta. Your first favorite childhood memory? I think my family is very I can't even pick out a single one. My family is very close-knit. So like our family get-togethers where my grand from Mthatha would come back to East London, my aunt would come back from Durban, like it would be just, and we all just hanging out in Kumnand, like obviously they were all like my aunts and like my uncles no booty when they would leave us got 6 by 17, but like the vibe when everybody's home and the house is full and there's a braai, and that was nice. That those memories were like definitely my favorites. First favorite color, it's always been pink, still pink. Got the color to show it, baby. Your first favorite dish, umvubo wesonga. So that's just brown bread with amasi. I still enjoy that to this day. Okay, so that is where I'm actually going to end this video. I hope you guys did enjoy it. Something very light-hearted and something that I think you guys will enjoy. I mean, I have exposed a little bit about myself in this video, so I really hope you guys did enjoy it. Please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to click the notification bell and comment down below if you did enjoy this video, which part was your favorite and what else you guys would like to see on my channel. I always do take your suggestions. I will be doing a lot of hair related content. So yeah, I really hope you guys did enjoy this video. I love you guys lots and lots. Thank you so much for being part of the Monqo family.